can't believe in one season I have lost more things important than ever. And it wasn't even on private land, it had to have been on public land. I lost my bow release, which luckily I always have a backup, and I lost both my backup and I wore out my, I lost my main turkey call and wore out my backup turkey call. So I'm actually on my way to a place that I've gone to since I was a kid, and I really enjoy. It's kind of like my own personal Bass Pro Shop, so I can't wait to get there. I only get an opportunity to go to this place like once a year, so it's like kind of one of those small hometown shops. That anybody else have those shops you've been going to since a kid? Now you're grown up, have kids and everything, they're still open, still successful, and it's just fun to go and look at the shelves of stuffs, and hard not to keep on paying for stuff that you don't need. It's a good thing that today I actually need it. And there we go. We now have 3 roosts. So, well, 3 bars on the roost. So let me show you this real quick. We got 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bar. Approximately about 3 feet from the floor, which allows me to get a broom underneath here and clean out the shavings when they get dirty. And the broom that I got from this was actually from an old house siding brush or whatever. So I'm going to use the bottom end of the broom to help me dust and clean off the sides of the roost. And I used the bar for the roost bar. And that's another old broom and another old broom that was broke at the barn. The chicken coop's coming along. And not only is it coming along, it is actually halfway done now. It is officially halfway done. Once I get the other 14 chicks out of their little pen area, which I will show in a second. Once I get them out of the pen area, I will have 1 more roost that I'm actually going to go ahead and put right here on the bottom, since they will not be old enough to actually get up to the adult roost. So I will have them along the bottom here on a 2-stage roost, 2 bars, and it will be enough to hold 20 chickens. What are you doing, bud?
Checking the eggs.
You checking the eggs? How many eggs we got?
6.
By the way, I don't know if I told y'all in the previous videos before, but we check our eggs twice a day. The reason why we do that is since we have Jose doing his thing, we don't want to risk the fertilization process to go beyond what we're comfortable dealing with. So but yeah, so we check them twice a day. We got 6 eggs. Bud, we'll go ahead and put it in the refrigerator. We have 2 refrigerators that hold the eggs, and I'll show that to you right now. So what we have here is a whole second refrigerator. This is where I normally age dry the deer meat, and we also store extra meat. We got a freezer, normal freezer, blah blah blah. But during the summertime we store most of our eggs in here, and we'll fill it up. And this year what we're planning on doing is filling up the refrigerator, and then we go ahead and sell what we don't need to get us through the winter. So some of y'all might recognize this from previous videos. This is actually where we raised the chicks once they got out of the tote and under the heat lamp. And we moved them, we still had the heat lamp under them when we moved them outside. Except for a little bit, they were actually on the back deck. And the reason why I had them there, they were closest to the house, not a lot of predators come there. But they were getting too much, they were getting a little hard to handle on a routine on the inside for everybody. So at about 3 or 4 weeks old, we can move them outside. And we also judge our dates when we order the chicks or pick them up or we purchase them at a store. We try to get around the date to where we only have them inside the house for 3 weeks, and then we could go ahead and move them outside for a little bit, still underneath the heat lamp safely. You don't want to just shove a heat lamp in the coop with a bunch of chickens. They will set the thing on fire. So you have to set up a system to where they can still be warm and they can't burn the thing down to the ground and kill the other chicks. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So we move them there on the deck for a little bit. Once we get them off the deck, then we can go ahead and move them onto the grass, and that really helps them go ahead and free range or learn, well, I wouldn't say learn how to free range because I mean it comes naturally to them, but it allows them to realize they don't need that grain that you give them all the time. And it starts dwindling to where you have to feed them 3 to 4 times a day and refill up their grain bucket depending on the chickens that you get. It dwindles down to twice a day, and the more area that you give them, the less and less grain you have to give them, because they're getting everything they need from the bugs and the grass and the cloves and everything else they get outside. Now what you see here is I'm getting the chicks used to you, and the reason why we do this is because it gives them a chance to get used to huming. So they're going to be free range. There's not going to be a fence, a border, or anything. They're going to be on their own once they get about laying age. And actually I built this system. This is the old goat pen. I don't know if you noticed it, but this is how I normally build a system. And then when they're old enough to be with the other chickens is when they can hop over this pen area. So they have, I gotta finish, since I kind of recycled this from the goats, I'm gonna finish boarding up areas where they could get away from heat and sun and the weather, and lay a roosting bar for them, a roosting system in there for them, and they could be comfortable in there. Jose! Jose! Still couldn't get him to do it. Right now, I'm running out of sunlight and I got more chores to do. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and fast forward to tomorrow. Oh, no! How is everybody doing? It is tomorrow and I'm off work. I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick hunt. I was looking on my Onyx map and I found an area where it kind of looks a little juicy, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit it up. The only problem that sucks, or the only thing that sucks actually, is the fact that I brought the boat to go to one of the areas I've been scouting, and this area kind of seems a little bit more of a good rushed area. I don't have long to hunt, so I want to go ahead and hit this area up first. So I'm gonna go ahead and walk down. What's awesome is this is like an overrun. I don't know if you can see behind me. Can you see behind me? This is like a overgrown, like old game road or recreation road or whatever. And so I'm gonna go ahead and walk in and do some calling, see if I can get something. I got one more turkey before I'm tagged out in Tennessee, and I just really want to at least get this one on camera. That would be great. So, no joke, I made it into like a little secondary gate or whatever onto the public land. I don't know if this is stay away or whoever's struggling. I just got a turkey. Look at this. That is awesome. And that's actually fairly recent too. Alright, so I'm sitting here walking to the first cut field and I found a very faint turkey track. And it sucks because it hasn't rained and it was in the dirt. But here goes another one of these things here. I'm actually going to zoom in on this so y'all can see this, because this is a whole nother shell, and it must be a thing to do to leave a piece of the feathers and the shell that you shot your turkey with. So it's kind of, I think that's like a thing, like, hey, there are turkeys here, you just gotta try or something. I'm not leaving my broadhead. You could guarantee that. Buckus. Buckus. Buckus, say hi. Wave hello. Okay, whatever, dude. Do your thing, okay? Alright, so I got Buckus set out. I'm gonna trust him, do his thing. I'm gonna do my calling. Hopefully we could, be a team and make this happen. I'm in the most thickest area I can possibly find without getting a thorn up my butt. And hopefully without anything seeing me. Well, it's been approximately 2.5 hours. I mean, that's what I got. I should have known looking at the map that it was gonna be super pressured with all the cut fields and everything. But you know what? It's new territory and it gives me some insight on some areas that I might want to avoid or not avoid. And I'm not even gonna call this one a fail. I mean, you go out and if you miss a shot, that's kind of a fail. But I didn't miss it. Excuse me? Go ahead. No, your job was to actually, hey, look at me. But no, you didn't want to do that. Hell, frickin' Seymour did a better job than you. Rip Seymour. Athena got a hold of Seymour. He was the best Tom decoy I've ever had. He's called in 5 times in his life. He would be here. I would have taken him. I would have taken him instead of you. Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead, be quiet. I don't care. By the way, you were on clearance anyways. Nobody wanted you. Yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead, keep talking. I swear, Buckus, if you don't stop, we'll see who rides in the boat on the way home. Ain't this something? That's fine. At least I've seen a turkey before. I swear. You wreck my boat, I'm feeding you to Athena. Some bull. All that trash talking, you can't reach the gas pedal. No, you can't say no more. Hey, how about this? When you could grow a beard, that's when you can start talking crap again. Oh, Buckus.
Come on, show Daddy your box. Show Daddy your box.
Come on, Bobo. Come on, show Daddy. Oh, you got it. You got Mama's juice box? Yeah? Come on, Bobo, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Come on, you're doing it!